Hey, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to sit down today and record this episode because we are talking through my Happier Hormones Roadmap. This is 4 personas that I have developed. I came up with cutesy little names for the 4 different personas. And I did this so that you could better identify where you're at in your own hormone journey, and then also be able to give you some really tangible tips, tricks, and next steps for when you for each category, for whichever you fall into. So the first thing that I want to do is just tell you what the 4 different personas are, and then we'll get into each of them in some more detail. So we've got our newbie Nancy's, Basics Brittany, Action Allison, and Happy Haley's. I'm so excited about that. I think they're so cute. This is really fun for me to put together. If you guys can't already tell, I'm very excited about it. So, first, I want to talk about our newbie Nancy's. You would be a newbie Nancy if you are listening to this podcast and you don't really have very much understanding or prior knowledge about your menstrual cycle phases, what they are, how you identify them, when they come in your cycle. If you're feeling really unsure, if the symptoms that you're experiencing and like the thing that you're trying to address or get rid of, you're not really sure if it's hormone related, you probably don't know a whole lot about the connection between minerals and hormones. And you may still be on birth control. Now, if you fall into this newbie Nancy category, the first thing that I want you to do is go back and listen to episode 87 of this podcast. That is on the menstrual cycle phases. So that is going to help you get the basic knowledge there about your cycle. That's very important when we are trying to address hormonal symptoms, that you understand the different phases. The other thing that I want you to do is always linked in the show notes is going to be the period report card quiz. I want you to take that quiz because it will further help you identify and help you kind of connect the dots between are these symptoms hormone related or not? Then I want you to also go back actually to, I think, last week's episode. Yes, last week's episode, episode number 88. If you haven't listened to that one yet, I did an overview of what that connection is between your minerals and your hormones. Now, one additional episode that you could go back to and listen is going to be episode 74 for those of you that are still on birth control, because that episode addresses the question of, does birth control mess with your hormones? So I think that would all be great places for you to start. And I am going to do my best to link all of these directly in the show notes so that you can just click down there and click straight to the episodes. But then again, you have those episode numbers there for you if you need them. So then let's move on to our basics, Brittany. Now, this is where I feel like the majority of you guys are going to fall. If you have searched me out, searched out this podcast and found it, you're probably coming to me with some basic understanding of your menstrual cycle phases already. You also probably have some basic understanding that minerals do impact your hormones and the symptoms that you're experiencing. And you probably have some interest in what functional testing is, but you're not really sure if it's right for you or what testing is right for you. So, for you guys that are currently basic Britneys, I want you to start tracking your cycle, the dates. So, when your period starts, when you stop bleeding, when you detect changes in your cervical mucus. I want you to start tracking your basal body temperature. And I don't currently have one recorded, but probably next week, maybe the week after, I have a episode planned out where I am going to go deeper on how to track your cycle, because I realize that some people have never done that before, and you kind of need some guidance on how to effectively do that. So there will be an episode coming on that. Then the next step that I would recommend you taking is beginning to incorporate a mineral or electrolyte drink every single day into your normal routine. Now, I'll just quickly tell you what some of my favorite brands are currently for this, but I also am going to be recording a full episode on these, as well as sharing some like homemade recipes as well. But just for the sake of keeping this podcast episode short and focused just on the Happier Hormones Roadmap, I will share with you now that my favorite brands are Jigsaw Potassium um, in the blue raspberry flavor, Cure. And they have several different flavors that are very yummy. The only thing I'll say about that one is I have recently noticed it does spike my blood sugar. So that's a sad one, but it's still good and I still use it. Then the other one that I really, really like lately and has quickly become my favorite is the Salt brand. I really like the ratio of sodium to potassium that they have in their formulation, and they have a lot of different flavors. And I've liked every flavor that I've tried so far. I ordered the variety pack and I'm about to order again because I'm almost out, and I think I'm just going to get the variety pack again to keep some variety in those flavors. Now, additional next steps for you guys that fall into this basics Brittany category. You need to further explore, what functional testing is and what type of support would be good for you and your situation. So the best way for you to do that is to book a Happy Hormone Clarity call with me, where we can hop on a no-cost 20-minute kind of consult call for us to talk about options for how we can work together and what direction I would kind of point you in as far as the testing portion goes. That link also is in the show notes. And then if you're kind of somewhere between a newbie Nancy and a basics Brittany, and you're like, I listen to this podcast, I love it, I love all the things that Banda is teaching and telling me to do, but I feel like I need to go just like a little bit deeper, I want you to look at my Cycle Sync Reset course. If that's not something that you have already purchased or enrolled in, get enrolled in that. That is where I go over the menstrual cycle phases, how to track your cycle, and then the basics of hormonal health in terms of nutrition, sleep, stress management, and we touch on the minerals a little bit. Now, our next category are our Action Allisons. I love this category. This is where a lot of my current clients fall. So, how to know if you're in the Action Allison category. You are tracking your cycle. You are either not on birth control or you're ready to stop it. You are already incorporating minerals or electrolytes into your daily routine. You know how to ensure that you are properly fueling your body. And there again, that's one I'm going to be recording a full podcast episode on that soon as well, because I think it's a needed topic that I haven't covered yet here on the podcast. And then the last kind of identifier here is that you feel ready to take that next step and dig in with some functional testing to really get to the root cause of your symptoms and why you're having the symptoms that you're having and how we truly address it instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something works. So your action steps, if you are in this category, I want you to continue tracking every cycle that you have. Continue with those daily mineral and electrolyte drinks. I want you to do the properly fuel your body training. And then we would have you reverse diet if you needed to. Now, again, there's a podcast episode that's going to be coming on that in the next few weeks. But that is something that I cover deeper and extensively in my Period Makeover Solution program, which would be the best recommendation that I could give you if you're at this point and you're ready to take action and you're ready to figure this out for good. Then I'm going to be able to serve you best inside the 90-day Period Makeover Solution program. That is linked in the show notes typically also, but if it's not linked there, you can find it on my website. You can also just book one of the Happy Hormone Clarity calls with me to get some reassurance that You can tell me, Banda, here's the things I've got going on. Here's what I've tried. Here's what seems to be working, but here's where I'm getting stuck. Or if you don't know, it's okay. You can just be like, here's my situation, Banda. Tell me what you would recommend. What would you do? That's what those calls are for. And then we could get you moving forward. And then my last category that I'm going to go over today are my happy Haleys. So happy Haleys have cycles that are regular. They have minimal period cramps. Their flow is reasonable, and their PMS feels very manageable. Steps to take if you are in this situation, if you're in this category. You're going to continue to track your cycles and your basal body temperature with each cycle. You're going to use Mira at-home hormone tracking if or when needed. You're going to ensure that you're continuing to properly fuel your body and managing your blood sugar levels, which again is something that we address inside my program. You're going to get a yearly HTMA test, and then you can sign up for ongoing continual support with me through my Wellness with Banda Club. That is exclusive to my past clients. And you can get, ongoing monthly and even weekly support from me through that. So, that is what I have to share with you as far as the Happier Hormones Roadmap. I hope that you can listen through there and call yourself out. What are you? Are you a newbie Nancy? Are you a basics Brittany? Are you an action Allison? Or are you a happy Haley? And if you're kind of in between categories, that's okay too. But I hope that this gives you a clearer picture of where you are and what next steps would be the best fit for you to take. So, as I wrap up, I know you heard me mention it a few times throughout the episode and throughout these different stages. But for anybody that is concerned about their hormones and their period symptoms, their PMS, their, painful cramps, heavy bleeding, all of the things, and you're ready to get some answers about that and make some headway pretty quickly, I would recommend booking a Happy Hormones Clarity call with me so that I can hear directly from you what it is that you're concerned about, what it is you've got going on, and I can tell you specifically, here's where you are and here's where you need to go next. These are the things that you need to do. That's my favorite thing, to give that kind of guidance. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll be back next Tuesday to talk to you again.